Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to build the best AK at Artisan rank 1. This also counts for rank 1 for turncoat, but most of the parts are actually pretty much the same. I believe you can start Frankensteining some weapons that are pretty good when you hit rank 2 on both of them, but for now we're just going to focus on Artisan. Next, you're also going to wonder which of the AKs you need to buy. So you've got the AKM, the AKMN, and the AKMSN. Now, this is actually pretty easy because M just stands for modernized, so they kind of all fit the same category there. S means that it has the folding skeleton / wire stock. This is just like literally one of the parts here, so that's the AKMSN foldable stock. And then the N means dovetail optic mount, which means you can actually put a mount on it straight away, and U just means it's shortened. So it's pretty easy to understand that. So in this case, we're going to purchase an AKMN. I've already purchased one here, but this is what we need. So once you've purchased your AKMN, you can then right click and click inspect. Once you do that, you'll be able to see all of the highlighted things that you can stick on it. Here you've got a choice of two magazines. You've got the AK 7.62 for $75 and the 7.62 for $58. Honestly, they're exactly the same. They have the same stats on them as you can see here. So we're going to go with just the cheaper option because why not? So stick that in your basket, problem solved. Then we're going to take a look at the gas tubes. So you're going to need gas tubes. You've got two options here. You've got the AK-74 gas tube and the AKM gas tube. Again, they have exactly the same stats, and we can just pick whichever one. It really doesn't matter. It's a $2 difference, so yeet that in there and you're safe. Then, because we're going to go with a sight, we're not going to attach the AK Reaygun iron sight at all. We're going to ignore that. So we're going to either pick the Cobra EKP if you want a simple red dot sight, or you can go with the BP02 if you want a nice Spectre sight or ACOG sight. So if you want the ACOGs or the Spectre sight, pick up the side mount here, or go with the EKP. I'll show you what the difference between these are later on. Okay, next we're going to need a grip. So we have access to the AK Polymer Pistol Grip and the MOE AK Pistol Grip. Here we can see that the stats for the AK Polymer Pistol Grip are pretty crap compared to the MOE AK Pistol Grip. It gives us more recoil control, weapon handling compared to the 0 stats that this one gives, so we're going with the MOE AK. So we're sticking that on, and then here's another option, okay? Most people want a silencer. The AKMN allows you to just stick a silencer straight on there, so just stick the PBS01 in there, and here's the next choice you're going to have. If you purchase the AK-PT stock adapter, this will allow you to stick the AKMSN foldable stock on. However, our other options are the RR pad and the AKMOE stock. Now, with the AKMSN foldable stock, you get -6 recoil control compared to the +2% recoil control of the AKMOE stock. You also get 4% weapon handling, and on the other one, you get 6%. So, straight up, I'm going to actually just say ignore the foldable stock completely, and also ignore the recoil reducing pad. We don't need that either. So, that means we don't need the stock adapter in this case, and we're just going to go with a simple AKMOE stock. So there we have 5 attachments so far. So if you just trade for those and actually stick them on, just one at a time, you can equip them. Here's the items we bought. As you can see, I was buying a few things earlier to test it out. Now, if we come back to our gun, there's a few things we're missing. We're missing a handguard, and we're missing a few other things like the dust cover. So when it comes to handguards, we have the choice of 4 handguards. You've got all of these up here, and we're just going to quickly select just to show you. So you get the AKM wooden handguard, you get the AK-74 wooden handguard as well, the AK-74 polymer handguard, and the AK polymer handguard with Picatinny rail. Now, in this case, you don't get as much stats with the Picatinny rail as you do the polymer handguard. But if you look here, you can equip more parts at the bottom. So we're going to remove the 74 polymer handguard, and we're going to remove the AK-74 wooden handguard and the AKM. We're going to go with the Picatinny rail here. Now, if you're looking for the Picatinny handguard rail, it's actually this AKRIS one in the store, so just add that in. Next, you'll also notice if you inspect that, it gives us the choice of 4 foregrips. So let's compare those and see which one we want. So straight up looking at the worst stats, we've got the RK5 and the RK6. The RK5 gives us +4 recoil control, which is pretty good, but -2 weapon handling. The RK6 gives us +1 recoil control and +6 weapon handling. I kind of prefer the RK6, but again, this is up to you what you want for your part. So in this case, we're going with the RK6 over that. Next, we're going to compare the RK4 and the RK6. You get +2 compared to the +1 for recoil control, but you get +4 weapon handling compared to the weapon handling for +6. So the RK6 beats this. But here's the interesting one for you as well, depending on what you want. The RKO will give you -6 stamina arm drain, which is pretty cool. I mean, it just lets you like hold in the side for a bit longer. And -2 weapon handling, which is a negative, but 4% recoil control. Now, I like to tap with the AK, so I don't think recoil is too difficult, but if you're going for full auto, you might want the full recoil control over something like the RK6. So in this case, I'm just going to pick the RK6. Another thing you're going to need for your AK is actually a dust cover, so make sure you get that on too, because that's the part of your receiver. So once you've purchased those, just stick the parts on together, and there you go. That's our AK so far. Next, we're going to need a sight. Now, I did say this before, you could either pick between the simple red dot that we pick there, or we can pick a BP02. If we purchase those quickly, and we stick the EKS on, as you can see here, you've got a simple red dot, easy peasy, nothing else to do. If you go for the BP02, you'll have to equip that. Then you'll have to go to someone like Gunny, for example, and you can purchase a range of mounts. You can, in fact, even purchase a few other foregrips too. I would actually recommend doing this because the shift vertical foregrip is probably the best one in the game. So if you want an alternative to the RK6, just purchase the shift and put that on instead. We're going to quickly change that out. There we go. So now we can put the shift on too, because the shift is just literally one of the best ones. Of course, there are other things like the RVG, but I think most people in the community agree that the shift is just better. So now that you're here, you've got a few choices of what you want. You can put a Spectre or an ACOG sight on, depending on what you want. I like the Spectre, so we're going to purchase one of those. But if you wanted one of the holographic sights that you're probably used to, like the Circle 2 dot or the Circle 1 dot, or just the simple 1 dot, you can feel free to equip those as well. Right, first I'm going to show you the difference between the Spectre and the EKPS sight. So here's the EKPS sight for those who want to try that out. So we just stick that on, take the gun out, just let it do its thing for a second. That's the simple red dot from the EKPS. I kind of like that. It's really good for like obviously close engagements, and if you want to go full auto as well. It's pretty fancy, nothing simple, you know, just a little tiny dot. But most of you will prefer doing this one. Take that off, and then stick the Spectre on the BP02, and stick the BP02 on your gun. There you go, you've got it. It also lets you zoom in, great for long distance combat, and great for up close. I actually kind of prefer the Spectre, but I do like to use the red dot sights just in case I need them. But there it is, guys. There's the full AKMN build right on your screen for you. You've got the PBS01, obviously the AK7.62, the MOE AK stock, AK dust cover, the MOE AK grip, the BP02 and the Spectre, but the sights are up to you. You can just purchase a shift vertical foregrip and attach that to the AK rig, you know, the polymer handguard that we bought earlier. And of course, you'll need a gas tube, which obviously you just pick whichever one you want. And there is one of the best AKs you can get at the start of the game. Now you can check how good a gun is compared to the store if you go back to the items and see what she's selling, for example. So here Artisan is selling the AKM. The stats for recoil control are +0 for recoil control. Ours is +13, so our recoil's better. The stamina arm drain is +0 for hers. Ours is -9, which is great. And the weapon handling is +0 for hers, and ours is -8. Then for reload time, it's -2 on both. But overall, our stats are much better. We have a sight on it compared to the iron sights. And overall, our AKM is also silenced, which just makes it a better experience. And that's how you build the best AKMN in the game. This one is for literally Artisan and Turncoat level 1. You're going to find some good attachments for it. If you find a different build or you use a different build for your AK, let me know what it is in the comments. I'd be curious to know what parts you use compared to the parts I used. And if this build helped you, please click the like button below and subscribe for more Gray Zone Warfare videos. And I'll see you again in the next one.